Is it just me, or are y'all tired of watching this show? Because it just feels so fake, so authentic, and I'm just tired of them leaning on Traci's passing as a storyline. Now that Traci is gone, it's all about Traci. But where was that energy when she was alive? Now, if you are new here, I am Toni Braxton. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. It just was like, it was not good, y'all. It was not. I feel like it's only getting worse. They're fighting over the will. Kevin Jr., the real father coming out. This is a toxic family dynamic. And I'm just tired of seeing them, now that Traci is gone, use Tamar, to me, as a scapegoat. And I know Tamar got her issues, but I think a lot of those times the issues are exacerbated by the toxic dynamic of her sisters, not having the foundational support she needs. And this episode, it wasn't that good, y'all. We saw them come together at times, but even when they come together, they gotta nitpick. And Toni is smart, because Toni keeps her distance, okay? And it's interesting how, to me, Tamar was only supposed to come back as a part-time, sister to the show. But I find I'm getting more authenticity, more everything from Tamar than I'm getting from the other sisters. Now, Trina, we getting it too. Her husband is a little bit, something is off about that husband. He has some strong opinions. He's very cold. I'm not feeling him. Okay, but let's get back to the sister dynamic. So we come across this episode. They're celebrating Traci's birthday. And I was like, okay, where was this energy when she was alive? Y'all didn't treat her like this when she was here. She was like treated like a stepsister. Okay. And we keep hearing the story about she was pregnant. And they left her behind to sign the deal, because back in the 90s, you couldn't be pregnant and be a superstar. Yes, things have drastically changed. But I think even past that, we saw over and over again how Traci tried to do her own thing. And she never, to me, had the full support of her sisters to help use their brand, their bigger names, to help her in her albums, the different things that she did. Even when the sisters went on strike from wetv, she still showed up because she needed a paycheck. And where was the support there? There was no support. This just feels very inauthentic. And I'm wondering, there's so many things that Towanda can talk about. Being a Black woman with alopecia, raising teenagers, having a blended family, talking about her boyfriend. But instead, I just feel like this was her idea. And she's very much leading a certain narrative, and that's what the narrative she wants to keep. And we see in this episode how they get to the point where they're having the party for Traci's second birthday, heavenly birthday. And Tamar, as usual to me, is showing up authentic, trying to tell the truth, be real. And she's like, I didn't find out about my sister passing until 2 weeks before she was gonna not be with us anymore. 2 weeks. And I remember seeing photos of when Kevin Jr. was getting married and she had that scarf around her neck, and those pictures hit maybe 2 years before she actually passed. And people were speculating what was going on. She looked kind of thin, and that was not super close to her passing. So I'm wondering what was really going on that Tamar was kept away and it was a secret from her, saying, I'm not at liberty to talk to you about what's going on with your sister. What? You can't tell me that my sister is about to die, that she's going through a terminal illness? What is really going on in the sisterhood for you to not know that information? Why were they keeping it from her? And you notice how she was trying to have a real authentic conversation on camera, and who walks away? Towanda. Tawanda's like, oh, that's not my business, but everything else is your business, huh? What Kevin Jr. Scratchy is doing. And I think realistically, I think she's using that name to not have to say Kevin. She hates that man so much that she does not want to say his name on screen. But it just feels like toxicity. That toxicity is ruining the sisterhood, giving them health issues, turning to alcoholism, food, okay? Instead of really addressing their issues, once again, let's point the finger at Tamar. Let's just focus on the memory of our sister. How about we work on the sisterhood? Because this ain't sisterhood. And I hope there's people watching this who are like, can see themselves in each of the women and can recognize, I don't want to end up like that. I want to work on myself. I want to do some healing. And is this some people's sisterhood? Yes. But it should be a mirror to the things you don't want to do, the person you don't want to become, and you don't want to have your passing, our sister's passing, and this is what happens. Okay, we all know in the Black community, and probably a lot of other ones, when someone passes, you see people's true colors. And, you know, with this whole will thing, some people saying Traci was not in her right mind. Traci knew what she was doing. She had email, she had it voice recorded because she knew somebody was going to try and play her and say that she was out of her mind, she was too sick. She was smart. And to me, she's like, this man did not treat me as well as he could have as a husband. So I'm going to put the money into my son's name. And she also knew her son needed to become a little bit stronger, as we could see. But it's sad to see even the father is like, I am pulling away. I'm not sure if it's the money. I'm not sure if it's like he doesn't want to have anything to do with the sister. As long as you are involved with them, I'm not going to be involved in you. But Kevin Jr. is needing somebody. And to me, that somebody is not Tawanda. It's just this like weird dynamic between her and him that I don't think he's picking up on. But me as a therapist, I'm like, why are you trying so hard to create this connection to make it seem like it's something that we have never seen? This show premiered, it came on 11 years ago, and I've never seen her have this dynamic with him until now. It's like she's trying to carry on her sister's memory by being a mother figure to him, but she's laying it on so thick that it just feels like, what are you really doing? What are your real motives? Because we know that Tawanda is very controlling. I see that. She wants this story to go a certain way. She wants to control the narrative so much so that you see it. I'm not going to talk about that. We're not going to go there. As soon as Tamar is like, let's be authentic, let's really talk about some issues. Oh, that's none of my business. I'm going to walk away. What's really going on behind these cameras? Because we're not getting it all. We're getting what Tawanda wants us to see. And it's becoming more and more frustrating. I'm like, y'all don't got nothing else going on. Are we going to get like 3 more? We're on episode 5. So what? 3 more episodes, 8 episodes of this? This not what I want y'all to come back and do. Wrap up the cords, put them cameras in that Tesla we keep seeing. Because why do we keep seeing that damn car? We don't need to keep seeing it. The scenes set up. And the scenes always, if you notice, they're always set up around Tawanda first. But I'm just like, this ain't it, y'all. It's sad. I feel like they are going out very sad. And I think in some ways, maybe Toni doesn't want her brand completely associated with the sisters that she ain't nowhere around. How many episodes have we gotten with her actually in the sisterhood with them all together? We got with the first one, maybe the second one. These last couple, she was in LA, she was in Vegas, she was everywhere but with the sisters. Okay. But it feels very inauthentic. I'm like, okay, we get that you guys are grieving. We get that you are trying to keep her memory alive. But is this the way that she would want her memory kept alive? I'm just not quite sure. Okay. But Vaughn, something is off with that man. And I wanted to think that he was better than what he is. But he just seems kind of cold. And it makes sense though, because his wife is also someone who doesn't really like physical touch and shies away from being attuned to her emotions. So having a partner who is very cold and you being someone who is very like detached from emotion and physical touch, it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, it stops her from growing out that and getting uncomfortable and becoming a better person when it comes to vulnerability and things like that. Now, I wouldn't want to be a grandmother so bad. We all know this is what happens in the Black community. When you gonna give me a grandbaby? I think Black and brown in general. I need a grandbaby. I need a grandbaby. I want a grandbaby. Something to distract me. Something to love. Okay. But she got to work on loving herself. She got to do some more therapy to work on them issues. A grandbaby, calling Momsy? Was it Mumsy? And what's with grandmothers nowadays? I want to be called grandma. They think about everything but the word grandma. Nana, grandma. What happened to grandma? Okay? Because if you really want to talk about the grandmas these days, ain't really what they used to be no more. They ain't got time to babysit. They got lives. They're going to be out in the town. But that's a whole nother story. Okay? But it wasn't good, y'all. It wasn't good. I'm just like, we need something else. Tawana, give me your real life. It's been 11 years of us not seeing your real life. Where you live at? Where the kids at? We never see you go inside your house. It's like you keep us at a distance and give us what you think is just enough to keep us watching. But in reality, I think a lot of people are turned off. This is damaging the brand. That's what I'm going to say. The toxicity, nobody wants to see y'all become more and more like this. We want to see a sisterhood of coming together. And I think there's better ways to honor, cherish the memory of Traci. This show I don't want to see 8, 9 more episodes. I don't want to see. No. Fix it, Jesus. I don't want to see it. But I did watch this episode. I'm just like, here we go again. Lies, manufactured storylines, giving us what you think you want us only to see. You're playing with your fans. And I think you're going to lose a lot of people. But I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about this episode? I see why people are not really recapping it as much because it's pretty bad, y'all. It's pretty bad. But, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours because, of course, we can get into it. I'm over it. I'm really over it. But let me know your thoughts because, of course, we can get into it. Do you think Tawana will ever show us her real life? And why does production feed into her giving us only her in the car? Okay, that's all we see her doing on her own is in the car. Okay, that's not what if I want to go see someone driving a Tesla, I can turn on TikTok, I can go out and drive around LA, I can go on YouTube. Okay, but let me know your thoughts because of course we can get into it. All right, bye.